Hi, Brian Hamrick here with a special announcement about the RPOA's annual Michigan Landlord and Real Estate Investor Conference and Expo, which is happening this February of 2023. I'm here today with one of our featured national speakers, John Burley, whose presentation is titled The Secrets of Raising Private Money. Now, John is going to be speaking Friday, February 24th at 1 p.m. at the DeVos Place Convention Center in downtown Grand Rapids. John, thanks for being here with me today.
Oh, Brian, I'm super excited and looking forward to a trip out to Michigan. I have some dear friends out there who are graduates of our program. They'll also be with me sharing, and looking forward to having the crowd right after lunch. We'll make sure and keep everybody awake.
I know you know how to do that better than anyone. Let me ask you, what are you going to be talking about? I mean, obviously, private money. What are people going to learn in the room with you there?
In 1989, I formed a private equity company. My background is out of Wall Street, so I really look at real estate foundationally different than anybody I've ever heard speak. I know that real estate has nothing to do with real estate. Real estate is entirely about money and nothing else. And the quick question to everybody listening right now is like, look, if I gave you $1 million and you had the ability to get loans, how easy would this game be right now? See, because that's how it's supposed to be. The real estate education, to me, it was always flawed. And I started back in the late 70s, early 80s. It was all about all the secret ways to buy with no money down, which are good to have in your arsenal, but they don't work in many, many markets, especially like, the markets that we're moving into right now. I mean, the markets aren't shifting. They've already shifted. They're heading sideways, heading down. Money supplies are being cut off. Interest rates are up. And these are great times for real estate investors. So what we're going to do is we're going to teach you how I raised $600 million. We're going to teach you how to raise money first, get paid a placement fee of $10,000 per property, per house, upfront, 10 grand to you. And then how to keep all the ones you want for the long term. Since you got paid up front, a lot of people find they don't flip very much anymore because they've already been paid. So it's a secret of raising private money. I'm going to show you word for word, verbatim, the script we use to raise money and how you can just flip the switch and change the game right away.
Why is it so important to know how to raise private money?
Because it's what the game's entirely about. Really, to me, it was just a fundamental flaw. And look, starting out, my first 8-10 years as a real estate investor, I did a handful of deals and I drank the Kool-Aid. I mean, so I was running around trying to buy houses without money, trying to do assignment of contracts, trying to, after I get a deal last minute, find the money, just it's lunacy, and I come from Wall Street. So at the time, it's like, this is insane. This violates everything that a great business does. No business operates like this except for me and other silly little real estate investors. So it's like, look, this has to change. And I decided to run it like a real business. We were actually the first company to go out and do single family home portfolio real estate. We went out in 89. So literally 20 to 25 years before most of Wall Street. We're 34 straight years. We make money every single year. And the main reason is that we understand money. And that's the deal breaker. That's the difference maker. If you have all the money you need to do deals and you don't pay for the money pays you to place it, which is how it works in the real world outside of real estate. The game's really easy. And, we're just moving into a market right now, Brian, that is so exciting. So this will be my fifth downturn. Now, we're not looking at anything like a 2008, and there's a lot of dynamics behind that. But what we are looking at is we're looking at some really good opportunities. Inventories are rising. Prices are holding and going down. And at the same time, we've got record high rents. Interest rates are a little higher, but we just factor that in as part of the equation. And so right now, we're really seeing a lot of opportunities. We're also seeing even off MLS. So not with having to do big, expensive marketing campaigns for off-market deals. We're finding a lot of people on MLS right now are taking 25 to 35% discounts off their asking price. So it's just an exciting time to be a real estate investor. And we're just moving into this whole new era again, where the old school stuff that the new kids on podcasts don't even know about, we're doing all over again. So it's a great time to be a real estate investor. I'm really looking forward to sharing not just our success, but sharing the success of our Michigan students with you guys at the conference. We're excited.
I love that you said old school stuff. It's old school tactics that you're going to be talking about, but they're so fresh for today's environment. One of the old school tactics is actually being in person and live in the room as opposed to doing it on Zoom. This is a live conference. tell our listeners why it's so important that they be there to hear you speak.
Oh, I mean, live's the way to go. One of the huge things. So I have a friend who just lives 2 houses down, a good friend of mine. He actually is in charge of the private money management for Charles Schwab. And he very controversially, about 18 months ago, including in California, which is really strict, obviously, he ordered all his reps back into the building. Because the problem he was seeing 18 months ago, which is now just being magnified beyond belief in the brokerage industry and the real estate industry, is that you've got a whole new generation who's never been through tough times. They have no clue what to do when the market gets tough and you need to be creative. And so he knew there's no change for being in the room, sitting next to other successful people, learning from them, hearing the wisdom, live answering questions. You can't get that done remotely. So you're going to see, in my opinion, all kinds of real estate brokerages fail massively. We're already seeing it because, the new agents, hey, we joke, but in this state, 5 years ago, I think when you got your driver's license, you also got a real estate agent's license. Because everybody became a realtor because it was easy money. All you had to do was get anybody to give you a listing and it sold. Well, that's all changed. I'm blessed. When I started, interest rates were 18%. People got blessed. How could that be a blessing? Well, when I started, every deal we did was creative financing. And I know we have a panel that we're going to be on where we're talking about creative financing, and we're going to interweave that into my talk on raising private money. We're going to talk about how we're getting right now owner financing at 0 to 2%. You don't have to pay market rates when you don't want to. We're talking about how we're taking over projects subject to on the mirror wrap. And, unlike the podcasters, I'm not going to sit here and pretend there's a tsunami of foreclosures coming, because there's not. I mean, the Fed numbers match that. I mean, November and December, we were at 2.7% of properties are at 90 days late in stress. 2.7%. It's the lowest number in 40 years. I don't know how we have a tsunami of foreclosures coming and then the lowest default rate in history. There's so many opportunities out there right now in the cracks, and there's so many people. So just like every market, there's a lot of people that need to sell, and to our benefit, there's not a lot of veteran real estates out there in the aggregate. So there's a lot of agents who don't ask the real questions of their clients, and they're giving us just the opportunities to go. And so being live, talking about it is the only way to do it. I know we've been doing our events live, and that's the only way we do it because the students' results are so much different. We're also going to be there all day Thursday. So, we have a booth there. So feel free and ask me questions. I was new, and I remember it was like, everybody was like, it seemed like I went to the same talk every time. They all said, hey, write your questions down. At the end, I'll get to them. And then at the end, they had to leave to catch a plane. They never got to them. So we'll be there all day Thursday, all day Friday, asking as many questions as you want, live, face to face. And we're really excited, Brian.
And there's no better time, John, to learn how to raise private money than now, because being in cash and having cash to get deals done is going to be so important.
Yeah. I mean, most real estate agents, especially the veterans, they figured out that most of those internet pre-approval letters are bogus. I mean, they want to see, if you're doing financing, they want to see the offers we've got accepted in the last week. The ones with financing, they wanted to talk to the real banker who really was giving us the loan. And then proof of funds for the down payments or proof funds we're buying cash. They want literally a screenshot of our account live right now. I mean, real money in a bank. Because that's how the world works now. We're back to the old rules are back in place. The funny money days, the attempting to assign the contracts because everything's going to go up and you'll make money no matter what. Those days are gone already. And they won't be back for 10, 12 years. It's a normal cycle. You get a couple-year run at the end of the cycle where money's easy and free and nobody cares. Those days are over completely, totally, and absolutely, statistically, for another 10 to 12 years. So it's time to roll up our sleeves, figuratively speaking, and learn how to handle money. It's the most important thing about real estate is what real estate is. I mean, at the end of the day, real estate's just an asset class, and I've invested in a lot, worked with people invested in a lot of them. And asset classes have very little to do with the asset if you don't have any money. I remember when I used to talk to people in the brokerage business, the asset management businesses, and, I'd tell them what people at real estate seminars would teach us. I mean, they just howled and laughed. They're like, what? You guys try and buy property without any money? That's crazy. I mean, yeah, it works a little bit, but the idea of making it what you base your business off. So, I mean, I've done over 450 sub-2 transactions out of the thousands and thousands of properties we've done. To me, it was just, these are just free houses. but they're not what I was trying to base my portfolio on, my business on. So we're going to teach you, if you want to know real business tactics that are from outside of real estate, how real financial people run their business, how they raise their money, how they get paid to place their money, and how they share in the profits for decades. That's what we're going to cover. It's for many, many people, it's completely game changing because your money issues can be solved just like that if you'll come and learn and listen.
Yeah, fantastic, John. And thanks for reminding me that you're also on the panel Friday morning, February 24th. Where's the money?
Yeah.
How do you come up with the money to get these deals done in today's environment? So
Yeah.
not only are you on that panel at 8 a.m., but you'll be speaking at 1 p.m. that afternoon, Friday the 24th. And again, this is at the DeVos Place Conference Center in Grand Rapids, Michigan. Your topic is the secrets of raising private money. To find out more and to register, please go to MichiganREIconference.com. And you can register there. And we also, the Short Term Rental Association is doing a separate conference that same week on Wednesday, February 22nd. And you can go to shorttermrentalasssoc.com to find out more about that. John, I cannot wait to see you there. I saw you, it was about 3 years ago, I think you spoke at our conference.
Yes.
Such a fascinating topic, and you did such a great job presenting on it. I can't wait to see you again. I'm really looking forward to it.
I'm really looking forward to it. We're also going to have some Michigan graduates there, one of whom has done over 200 property deals in the last 4 years, keeping every single one of them in portfolio and raising $1.9 million in placement fees. And she makes $84,000 a month positive cash flow, her share. So you want to learn from people like that, they'll be there with me at the event.
Wow. Can't wait.
Thank you.
And we'll see you there.
Awesome. Take care, Brian.